Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. I'm still a little bit sick, so if I sound congested, that's what's going on. In today's video, we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a headbutt here with our opponent, 12345 who is 1925 MMR in this game, and we're like 1950 MMR right now. So starting out here, we are going with the Farseer specialist, with the Tarantulas and the Marksman. I'm not a big fan of starting with Tarantulas these days because they're just not as good as Sabertooths. So something I'll end up doing if I face Sabertooth, we aren't here, but something I'll end up doing is I'll actually just sell the Tarantulas and get Sabertooths of my own and just try and like mirror it. Because I don't have good luck with Tarantulas against the Sabertooths. I don't exactly know if that's the best play, but that is what I typically do. Opponent here is a speed spec with sledgehammers and arc lights. So we are setting up on the right side, he's setting up on the left side. So he's going to be coming at our tower here. We're going at his tower there. So we find ourselves in an ASIM game. Let's see what units we go with here. He's gone with crawlers, and we have also gone with crawlers. And something I like to do is I like to put crawlers in the center to pull units in case we are ASIM. But his crawlers are far enough over here to the left where they'll actually still track at the tower. And because he's the speed spec, he'll take that tower first. This round will be close because Tarantulas pair well into these units. But because we lose the tower, I think we lose this round. Pretty sure we lose this round. I did just play this game. Yeah, we lose this round because some of these crawlers actually end up tracking over. Yeah, they change their mind. And these two crawlers take this tower and then we lose the round. So a couple hero crawlers there for him. Round 2, we are offered some units here, and like I said, I'm not a big fan of Tarantula these days, and also there's Typhoon showing here. And one of my favorite unit combos right now, in like the current meta or whatever you want to call it, is Typhoon Sabertooth. So our opponent goes with Mustangs, and I am definitely eyeing this Typhoon. I think that Typhoon does great on aggro. It does well in headbutts. I mean, honestly, it just does well all the time. It's one of my favorite units right now. And I do find that when it's offered, like, unless they're already showing like a million fortresses or like they have a bunch of Sabertooths or Scorpions, you know, and it's untenable. If that's the case, I don't take it. But like every other situation, especially on round 2, I'll pretty much take Typhoon if it's offered here. Something I've done this round already is I've sold the Tarantula here that was on the left. And I've picked up a Sabertooth, like I said. I'm going to pair it with the Typhoon here. And I've decided I don't want to play an ASIM game. I just want to meet him head on with Sabertooth and Typhoons. I'm deciding what to do with some crawlers here. I'm thinking about maybe flanking, but then I end up pulling them back. I'm just going to create like a little trio here with these 3 units. And that's pretty much our whole turn, is just adding these units here. He has gone with the Mustangs. He's picked up an extra arc light, as well as one here to defend his tower, and some fangs. So we are clearing chaff really well with these Typhoons now, and honestly, the Tarantula is not bad over here. Like, I don't need to get rid of this Tarantula since it is doing pretty well over here on the right, getting to this tower, clearing the way for the crawlers. Decent timing there. Our Sabertooth is able to take out some extra units over here, as well as our Tarantula here turns on the remainder of his units. Now, we do have enough with this Tarantula, and these crawlers also are going in 2 different directions, which is good because it'll split these units. And this Tarantula is basically full health, and actually has obtained a level here, so a nice round for us. We turn it around here on round 2, and win the round with a single Tarantula. Also, I'm the Farseer specialist, so we get the free Farseer this turn. Redeployment looks real good for me. I really enjoy redeployment when I'm on aggro because I can change my mind. When you're on the line here in like a headbutt, it's very committal to place units, and so if I need to move units, it's just nice to be able to do so, just like that. So I can pull my level 2 Tarantula from the right, and I can start to meet him over here on the left. Deciding where to put my Farseer. Opponent has gone with the Absorption module. Doesn't have any really good units to put that on just yet, but maybe he will in the future. Picks up a Fang here. We pick up another Sabertooth. I've added the level 2 tarantula here on the flank, as well as some crawlers. So maybe we can just take out these sledgehammers and crawlers and arc lights with this big guy once he loads in. I sold a marksman that was here. We have 300 left. So I am mass recruiting. I'm pretty sure I grab another sabertooth here, just to make a little line of sabertooths. Since they're super tanky, they can actually take shots from these guys and still get through these units, at least for now in the early rounds. So that's why I do that there. I decided to put the Farseer over here on the right because I still want my crawlers to be taking this tower. In order to achieve that, I move my Farseer up and I level these guys to level 2. So even if the crawlers push ahead, the arc lights have to two-shot these crawlers, and that'll buy time for Farseer to take that tower. Over here, our tarantula has loaded in. It is going to be clearing chaff pretty well as these typhoons. And even though these sabertooths are getting pinged down, they're definitely buying us time, and they're taking a lot of the aggro from a lot of these units, which keeps our units over here on the left alive a little bit longer. Which is good because now our crawlers and our Farseer is just getting onto that tower. So this guy lives with like a sliver of health and he levels, which is also huge. And this Farseer's like, on the round you get it, it's like the best unit in the game, I swear to God, because you pretty much will always win the round where you get the Farseer. So we also win round 3 here. We have a nice line of sabertooths here in the front. Efficient tech research looks good for us since we have no technologies yet. It's nice to get it early. I'm not. If he gets mobilized battleship, I'm not even gonna defend it. Like I'm just if he takes it, I'm just gonna let him like get in with it, and he'll win the round. But it seems like a heavy investment, so I'm not gonna defend against it. And on this turn, what I've done is I've just grabbed 2 more typhoons to pair with these sabertooths. Now we have chaff clear as well as a single target DPS unit, which is our sabertooth. I have redeployed the tarantula up here on his middle flank. Since it's already loaded into the flank, I've decided to move it. And what this will do is it'll take out these crawlers and these mustangs and these crawlers as well. So because it's tanky enough, it will be able to take out all these guys. Kona has gone with the armor-piercing bullets as well as the subsidized mustangs. So now he has 3 packs of mustangs with armor-piercing bullets. I'm not convinced that armor-piercing bullets is like the best thing to take here, but I could see a scenario where he just like makes 1 million mustangs and then maybe it's good, but it does seem a little bit preemptive to get that, especially since he didn't go with the efficient tech research. Probably just take something else, honestly, besides armor-piercing bullets. Like even range might even help him out. Something I've done is I've also sold another marksman this turn, put down a couple missiles. I leveled our sabertooth here, so let's see how well this tarantula does, and now that we have more chaff clear with these tarantulas, these fangs won't be as much of a problem. So we are able to clear all the chaff here, and because he doesn't have range on the mustangs, they'll pretty much just get mulched here by our typhoons and our sabertooths. And this tarantula up here, if you were paying attention, cleared 2 packs of crawlers as well as these mustangs here. And it's pretty decisive now in the front here, now that we have a few packs of these typhoons paired with the sabertooths. We're just flying through his build up there. That's a big round, actually. It's like almost half his health gone now in the game. So round 5 comes and our opponent takes efficient giant manufacturing. And we go with the amp core. So I'm going to stick that on this Typhoon here. Level 2 Typhoon with Amp Core. Seems pretty good. Opponent has gone with the Fortresses. So now he has something to put his Absorption module on. He runs the Carry Tech without the Elite on the Fortress. So these are good to run when you're facing this. So he has the right techs for it. And it looks like he's going to slam the Absorption module on this guy here. I've gone with barriers on Typhoons. And I've picked up just a couple packs of crawlers here to add to this push in the center. I'm also figuring out what I want to do with this other pack of crawlers. Like I'm sticking it back here in the back. And let's see what I'm going to redeploy. I still get to use that. And I might just sell off this last marksman as well. So I'm going to redeploy the tarantula back out of there, which is a good thing because he put a fortress there to meet it. He does have the absorption module on this fortress now, so that will be a bit of a surprise for me. I'll have to do something about that. I'll have to get like double shot on the sabers basically to meet this. I am mass recruiting, so let's see what I'm going to go with here. Grab some crawlers. And I just add them to this little pocket here, which is good. So now we have some more like defenders that show up right after. Also gone with speed and attack enhancement. So let's see if we can get this fortress dead. He does have the absorption module, so every shot he's healing basically 6,000 damage. That's considerable. That's really difficult. Like, he just keeps shooting, and as long as he's connecting to our major units, even then against the shields, he's just gonna stand there and heal. Looks like we are able to clear everything else though still. Here over here on the left, we've taken out pretty much all the tanks and the Mustangs and this other fortress that he decided to put. Meet the tarantula that's no longer up there in the center. But this guy's just too difficult for us to kill. With the absorption module, every shot he's healing basically the amount of damage that we're able to do to him. So I need to solve the fortress problem here. So it gets us there on round 5. Okay, we have some options here on round 6. I'm kind of looking at the Raiden a little bit, but the Rhino also, I feel like I can use it to sort of just run forward and like maybe just attack the hell out of this fortress. You can do either or. I could use the Rhino to chase down this tower. I could use the Rhino maybe to try and just assassinate this fortress. I could also go into the air with the Raiden and start to get things like Chain and EMP to try and zap through his units. All kinds of options there, but I do end up going with the Rhino because I really need to kill this guy. As long as I can kill this fortress with the absorption module, I'm not even scared of these other fortresses. He does grab 2 more fortresses. He also takes launcher overload, so now he's attacking twice as fast. He sticks the level 5 Rhino over here, which will distract our Typhoon for a while, so hopefully our Sabertooth can take it out before the Rhino gets in here. I've also decided on this turn to sell that Tarantula that was here on the flank, because I need the techs, I need the double shot on the sabers, and I'm elite recruiting Sabertooths here. The level 1s just aren't going to cut it, and I saw that this one had a level, so I need these level 2 guys bad. So I've gone with level 2 Typhoons here on this turn also, so another little pocket. So now we have 4 Typhoons, 4 double shot sabers, and a Rhino that hopefully will just run up and get this fortress. I've gone with the high mobility. And I do take armor just so that this Rhino, hopefully, maybe if it gets in here, it just takes some extra shots. Also redeploy the Farseer just a little bit closer to try and get that tower sooner. Let's see, can we get this guy? Absolutely, we have 3 Sabertooths on him. Awesome. And now that this guy has armor, these Mustangs don't do like any damage to this Rhino, so now he just buys time, takes hits from the remainder of the fortresses, and allows our Sabertooths to ping down these fortresses. On the left, though, our Typhoon and Sabertooth, they get taken out. High-level Rhino distracted our units over here on the left, and we're able to kill them. But we do have a nice little pocket here alive, and as long as we can take this tower, I think we have enough DPS with these last few units. Yep. So, pretty small win on round 6. It does feel like I need more Sabertooths now. Now we've got ourselves a slugfest going on here, right? I'm always going to take the advanced power system here. When you're on aggro, the ability to push forward faster is just incredible. Opponent here has gone with the tank line production. He's going to stick it on one of his fortresses. I don't hate that, but it does feel like I'm taking out his tanks just fine. Maybe speed for him and then just like expanding his fortress push over here to his left, our right. I've redeployed the Rhino, and now I'm thinking about using it to take that tower. I do elite recruit another Sabertooth, and I'm sticking him right here to meet this Rhino. Our opponent on this turn has elite recruited 2 more fortresses, sold the fortress there that got assassinated, that we put these 3 guys here. So he moved his fortress so that it was not getting hit as quickly. I guess I like that play. I think that's pretty good. I put down a missile in case he adds some chaff here to the left. And actually, I need more Sabertooths, and since I can't afford it, I think I need to sell that Rhino. I do sell the Rhino. It was good for a single turn. And I'm going to add Sabertooths over here now to the right, as well as some Typhoons. So I'm worried about him potentially expanding his fortresses over here to the right, which I really think he should do. I think If he does that, since this is still like a level 1 tower and we don't have like anything over here, he should be able to get to our tower pretty quick, and I think that would be really good for him. So I've decided to add like a little pocket of these units over here to the right, just in case he does decide to expand to the right. He doesn't, but we're prepared for it anyway. And since it's round 7, and I'm not really 100% sure what's about to happen here, I decided to take the loan and go with the temp speed and the temp range. And hopefully this sabertooth can take out this rhino now, which will free up these units to chaff clear and take out more fortresses. And pretty much all he's done this turn is like level up his Mustangs and get these 2 fortresses. That's all he could afford. So we do get the rhino over here on the left. And the double shot on the sabertooth is going to take this tower over here on the right much quicker than the Farseer can. And now we have all the time in the world to ping down these fortresses. So this is a crazy like headbutt where it's fortress versus sabertooth, and I was pretty surprised at this point in the game where I just thought that fortresses with launcher overload would probably decimate my army, but these sabertooths really pack a punch. It's like crazy actually how much DPS they have. They might even have more DPS than fortress with launcher overload. That's a really good round. We almost win the game there. I feel like Typhoon Sabertooth it's probably one of my favorite combos right now. It's just incredible that the Typhoons have all of the chaff clear that you need. And let's say like the Typhoons lock onto the wrong unit, like they're not shooting chaff. The Sabertooth exists right next to the Typhoon. It ends up targeting like the same unit as the Typhoon. So let's say the Typhoon is shooting the wrong unit. He's shooting Sledgehammer instead of like chaff crawlers. The Sabertooth just takes out the Sledgehammer, and then the Typhoons switch aggro to the chaff again. So yeah, to anybody who maybe hasn't played like Typhoon Sabertooth, give this a go. It's actually really strong and fun. Like, really fun. And then you just sort of hit like high mobility and stuff, and just keeps trucking along. Opponent here goes with Fire Badgers, 3 Fire Badgers, decides he needs some more chaff clear. Sorry, excuse me, I had to pause it. I'm sneezing and coughing up a storm. So we decide to go with the Raidens on this turn because he has these Mustangs with the AP bullets, but he doesn't have range on them. And I'm really not convinced that he's going to end up taking the range, since I think he's probably just going to keep taking the fortresses. Now, there's also the off chance that he takes the Raidens, and that's another reason that I take Raidens here. He doesn't. He goes with the Fire Badgers, which I don't hate on his part. I actually think Fire Badgers are probably one of the best picks for him. But I think something that he needs to do this turn is start to develop fortresses over here on the right, because he's in danger of losing the game, and this headbutt has not been going well for him. So what I'm going to do with these Raidens is I'm actually going to use them as chains and electromag shot so that we can just turn off the overload on the fortresses. That's my plan with the Raidens. He's flanking us with a Fire Badger here. He is aware that these Fire Badgers have enough health to tank these crawlers before they load in, and then he might get to the tower. But it is slow. It's like really slow, especially with the missile. He knows that these will get hit with the missile. So like I said, I go with the EMP and the chain just to knock out the overload on these fortresses, which now he's a level 3 one. And actually something he did on this turn, he had a fortress like right here, and he ended up selling it. It had another level. I think he should actually just level this because there's no units up here on the flank. So that's why he sold it, because he had it there for the tarantula. But now it'll just walk forward. It'll still help. I feel like that's a mistake. He should level that fortress that was there and not sell it. And he needs more fortresses over here on the right. Oh, so my opponent does go with range on the Mustangs. I didn't think that he could do that. Like, even if he goes range on Stangs, we're still defeating his fortresses, and now he actually has 1 less fortress. So I don't like that play that much. Maybe range on Stangs is pretty good, though. Like, at least they stay back and they have the AP bullets, so maybe they can just ping down our units. You'll see what happens here. So we do loan, temp range, speed. He loans, he mass recruits. We redeploy these crawlers over here to the left, which is really good timing on my part because it'll meet these crawlers. Otherwise, this Sabertooth would be distracted shooting these crawlers. So that was a really nice redeployment right at the last second. Redeploy the crawlers that were here. And then I just get a 3rd Raiden for the EMP. So let's see how this round goes here. We are EMPing, so we've EMP'd all of these fortresses already, so they no longer have overload, which allows our sabertooth to just like immediately start connecting. And now this guy's not healing as fast with the absorption module. And actually, range on Stangs ended up being pretty good for him here. He was able to take out our Raidens, as well as a lot of our units on the ground. And this is a really close round. This Raiden is still alive, so as long as we take out the Mustangs, we'll at least have the Raiden as damage. But now that his level 1 tower is falling, as long as we can take out this fortress without losing any more units, we should have enough to take the game here. So I don't know if, like, chain and EMP was the right move here, but it did get the job done. And it's just enough damage to end the game. So looking at the battlefield here, on the last turn, opponent went with a range on the Mustangs. He got himself an extra pair of Mustangs over here on the right. I think if I was him, I would have sold this Rhino for the extra money. You can see it pretty much did nothing like the entire game. It got like 69 kills just all in crawlers. Nice. Opponent went with the Fire Badger drop so that he could be clearing chaff, but you can actually see these Fire Badgers only cleared 2. These Fire Badgers only cleared 9. These Fire Badgers cleared 25 because they cleared basically a whole pack of crawlers. I don't know if Fire Badgers were right, but at least they also provide the benefit of being extra bodies for our units to get stuck shooting. So I think Fire Badgers are probably still good, but I think something our opponent should have done that round, instead of selling the fortress that was here, I think he should level it, sell this Rhino, and then expand his fortress stuff over here to our right. Because if he's able to get into our tower, you saw how close that was. Actually, that round, if he puts a couple fortresses here, he definitely would take out these 3 units, get to our tower, and then I'm pretty sure, I mean, we have 3,500 health. That would be pretty steep, but I think he would win the round. So I'm gonna test that out, but real quick, what we did on the last turn is we went with the 3 Raidens with the chain and the EMP to shut off the launcher overload on the fortress, which we were basically able to do immediately, like right on the first shot. So that was really helpful because this guy with the absorption module, each shot, he's basically healing for like 15,000 damage, which is a lot of health for him to be getting back, especially as a level 3 fortress. So the fact that we could shut down the overload allowed our sabertooths to ping him down before it got too out of control for us. And actually, you know, probably one of the saving graces of this round also is that we redeployed these crawlers from here to here at the same time that he added crawlers right here on this turn to distract our sabertooth. So if we hadn't done that, our sabertooth wouldn't have been able to kill this Rhino as quickly. So pretty nice headbutt. Definitely a hell of a slugfest. Did not expect the sabertooth to be able to put up such a good fight, especially into the high level fortresses with overload. I was starting to feel like I was about to lose the game. And honestly, that last round was really close. So I think with one more turn, he probably starts to turn the tide here. Even though we got the Raidens, he does have the Mustangs basically already on the board. So we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot on the turn that we go with the Raidens. If we don't win, because now he has the counter for it, and all he has to do is just make more fortresses, and then I think he just wins the game because he has a better comp than us with Fortress Mustang. So let's take over his side of the board and just see if he would win the round. I'm pretty sure he would. And then if he wins this round, I'm pretty sure he just straight up wins the game. So let's see. So as my opponent, I think the Fire Badgers are probably still a good choice. I can't remember how he had them. He had them like here. And then he had one here, but I won't do that. I'll just put one here because I want to put some fortresses over here. So having some extra like distraction units with the Fire Badgers, I think is good. I think I'll sell the Rhino since it's countered here. And there's a level on the Sabertooth, and I'm not confident that like adding crawlers here would be good. Like I said, he has a fortress here, so I think he just levels all these guys. Rapid resupply 100% of the time. Take temp range, temp speed. Go with 2 more fortresses for this side. Because if he can take this tower, I'm pretty sure this is enough units, right? Because like the double shot on the Sabertooths is going to hit these Fire Badgers. Actually, something we can even do. We can make them shoot crawlers instead. And probably just get a couple shields. Probably defend these guys since they're our best units. So let's just see how this goes. Are we able to get through here and get to that tower is the question. And also, I didn't get range on Mustangs, but maybe it'll still take out the Raidens. Look at that. That side falls super hard. We are getting to that tower. Okay. We do get the tower. Do we have Mustangs alive still? Yeah. So as long as we can kill these Raidens, it's a pretty big round for him. Oh my god, we have one Mustang alive. Can it do it? It can't actually. But the Fangs can. And look, he definitely survives. Actually, not only does he survive, but the Fangs are going to clear that Raiden. Because this guy's just too tanky for my Raiden to kill. Yeah, okay, so he does win the round. And then, so it's not enough damage. We had 3,500 health. But now that he has everything in place, like something he can do next turn, now he can take range on the Mustangs. And he could just get more Mustangs. There's probably a better play I could have done there that would have killed these Raidens faster, like considering maybe range on Mustangs. It just seems too expensive, and I really think that he needs to expand the fortresses over here to the left. And you can see that that was definitely the right play because it annihilated these units, got to the tower fast enough where these units could also get to this tower because I don't have enough on the ground. The Mustangs almost cleared the Raidens, but then actually the hero Fangs came along and killed the Raidens. So I hope that everybody enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. I'm glad that I'm not sick anymore so I can get back to doing these recaps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.